Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start this year 2026 with a weekly outlook coming in on Tuesday during the London session, as I was pretty busy yesterday. It doesn't look like there's much going on at the moment anyway, so I won't be taking any trades during this London session, or probably today at all really. It is NFP week. If we have a look at the news here, on Thursday and Friday we have some pretty high impact news on USD, so it's likely that we might not be taking anything. However, that doesn't mean that if a setup forms, I'm not going to take it, just as long as it doesn't overlap with the high impact news. So we're going to start with looking at the dollar. Monthly is obviously bearish here. You can see this massive move to the downside, and then we're looking at this November-December pattern here. Gives us pretty good indication that price is going to continue bearish for this month. So overall, we're going to be looking for sells, which would be the highest probability. However, there will be opportunities for buys as well, as I'm going to be working on the lower time frames, such as the 15-minute, for my entries. I'm going to be day trading, not swing trading. Taking a look at the weekly here, as you can see, a price on Monday wicked up to the upside, retested some of the previous weekly highs here, and then wicked back down. So looking bullish yesterday, and now we're flipping back bearish. So I think this is a pretty quick move to form the wick to the upside of the new monthly candle, and this week and next week should continue bearish. So hopefully we can get some nice continued bearish sentiment on the US dollar. So daily, as you can see here as well, still maintaining this overall structure here. So let's keep that bias in mind, because if we go to our first pair that we'll look at on AUDUSD, this will be then flipping bullish, right? Because if USD is bearish, then pairs like AUDUSD will be going bullish. Likewise, let's go to the monthly. Monthly is looking bullish as well, as you can see here. Nice swing low created here. Now it looks like a high is about to be created. Going to the weekly time frame, last week closed as an indecisive candle here, but it's likely that this current week is going to push bullish and close bullish above this level. Obviously we'll have to wait and see what happens. Could also flip back bearish as well, but that wouldn't be in line with the overall higher time frame. Going to the daily, you can see here levels are being respected here. As you can see, price formed a higher high, looks like a break and retest of a previous high here, and a swing low, price creating a new high. So daily time frame from yesterday closed bullish. Today would have been nice to look for buys, but as you can see here on my entry time frame, there hasn't been a valid entry at all. There was this swing created during the early hours of the Asia session here. However, this isn't a valid high-low for me to look in for an entry. So as you can see here, this was formed at around 11 AM today. We're talking plus 10 GMT. So that is not really my trading time. We'll be trading most of my setups during the London and New York crossover. So new highs being created here. However, this looks like there's some pretty good volume going into tomorrow. Now I did see that there was some AUDCPY on tomorrow, so probably won't be touching this pair tomorrow, as structure may look pretty bad after the news comes out, but we'll wait and see, because if, for instance, coming into the London session, let's just say this daily candle closes bullish on AUDUSD today, and tomorrow price creates a wick to the downside, doesn't form any new structure to the upside yet, even after CPI, then we can potentially look for a continuation entry going into the London and New York session. Overall this week, I would be looking for something like this, to retest some key levels, then go into the upside. Okay, so that's my thoughts on AUDUSD. So let's just mark that as bullish. Okay, so going to EURUSD. As you can see here on the monthly, we are also pushing bullish as well. Overall, last month, as you can see, closed bullish. Going to the weekly, price has retested these lows on the previous weekly lows here, and now it's flipped back bullish. So it's likely that this range is going to be filled, and the range that I'm talking about is this weekly range here. We could be looking for buys this week going into next week as well, and price will likely reach the monthly high as well. Going to the daily time frame here, as you can see, big wick to the downside yesterday, and price is now currently retesting the previous daily high here. In order to get into this, I would like to see a nice swing formation here, but it doesn't look like there is actually any. I'm just going to mark this key level here. Doesn't look like there's really any entry at the moment, so ideally I would like to see price come back down during the London session or the pre-New York session into some key levels, and then we're going to look for a continuation entry to the upside. 4 hour would need to form a nice U-shaped formation and then go to the upside with a trend change on the lower time frame. But as you can see, this is not really my setup, even though there was this wick low here, the same as AUDUSD. Now this definitely looks more bearish than AUDUSD, but it's most likely because euro is much weaker than the Australian dollar. So going to pound USD, we can see price is also looking pretty similar to AUDUSD here. New highs being created. Same thing on the monthly close bullish. It's likely that we'll be coming back up to these highs here. Actually, let's just mark this out. So on the monthly, last week December closed bearish here, but if we can continue to the upside by the end of this week, we can see price come back up to the monthly highs. Going to the daily time frame, still looking bullish here. Just a bit more detail. Swing low created here. Nice retest of this previous high. Looking like we're going to continue bullish. Yesterday's candle did close bullish as well. If price does come back down into here, I may look for continuations as well. So likewise with AUDUSD, but I don't know if price will be doing this today. And we might even get some new levels tomorrow that we can work with instead of looking for this key level here. So no setup at the moment on pound USD, but pound is looking strong like AUD, so we'll mark this as bullish as well. And as we move on to USDCAD, we'll be looking for the opposite. So USDCAD would be going bearish. Let's go to the monthly time frame. Same thing here, as you can see, pretty bearish. We're looking for continuations to the downside. Price opened up yesterday and retested the previous weekly high from 2 weeks ago, and now is reacting quite strongly from it. Overall, it does look bearish, but this current move here looks pretty bullish. So I would like price to come back into this level, then start flipping bearish, or we get a nice bearish daily close before we look for sells on this pair. So nothing on USDCAD for the moment due to the current correlation with USD and the other pairs, because I wouldn't want to be buying this if AUD, Euro and pound are going bullish as well. I'd only want this to be going bearish, which means that CAD is probably weak if this is going bullish. We'll go to the yen now. So looking at the yen is just in absolute shambles. As you can see, it's looking super weak on the basket in relation to other currencies. Monthly is closed very bearish. I can only expect a continuation to the downside, at least until this low here. Weekly is looking like a pretty aggressive retracement here. We may potentially see a stronger retracement to the upside depending on what this week does, but it's pretty hard to determine what the yen is doing at the moment on the lower time frame, as the structure doesn't look as clean as the DXY. So let's go to the daily. As you can see here, it's reflective of the two doji candles on the weekly. We are in a bit of a range, even though the previous daily did close bullish, and this may show some sort of bullish sentiment on the intraday. Overall, it's kind of hard to tell where this is going until we have either move to the upside or to the low. I don't think I see much on this pair at the moment. So putting that into relation with EURJPY here, obviously EURJPY looks bullish. Monthly is closed bullish, which means that over a high time frame is probably going to push bullish this month. Weekly, however, looks a bit bearish, which means we could get a bigger retracement here. As you can see, price is reacting to these previous weekly lows. Doesn't mean we look for buys straight away. We could still push lower, especially because yesterday's daily candle closed bearish and quite strong as well. So today could go either way. Today could close bullish, or based off this structure we might still make a move to the downside. Now this is actually a pretty nice setup in relation to my strategy. So looking for a strong daily close, which we have here, and then we're scaling down to the lower time frame. So we'll go to the 4 hour. We have a nice swing here. As you can see, we have market structure creating a new low, looking like we're going to create this higher low here. We've got an indecision candle, which would mean that on the lower time frame it's a range, and as you can see here we do have a range, but I would like to see price show some sort of momentum to the downside. Ideally either a sweep of this high here, or some sort of market structure shift below this level here. Let's just say if I had a strong bearish close on the 4 hour at this level, right, then we would get this sort of structure form, which would create the new low, and then I'd simply look for a retest of this level here and then aim for the previous daily lows, right? So this is like what I'd be looking for. Safest bet would be to wait for a 4 hour bearish close below this level here after a sweep of ideally this high. Price could also sweep this high here and form some sort of SMT with, or smart money trap with pound JPY, for instance, as you can see here. So we're sweeping Asia higher at the moment. So just say if we had a sweep of this high or SMT, and then we had price push strongly to the downside from these levels, either of these levels, sorry, then retest this level, I could look for a short, because that would be in line with the daily from yesterday, and the weekly being bearish. Now it is also important to keep in mind that this could very much turn bullish as well, given that the monthly is bullish and the weekly is still reacting to these levels. So I would only take this if everything else aligned. The chances are it probably won't happen, because on pound JPY we're pushing super bullish, which indicates that the yen is really weak. So if this is flipping bearish, then it would only be due to euro weakness, which would explain why euro USD is looking more bearish as opposed to AUD pound USD as well. So euro is weak based off what the structure on euro USD and EURJPY is doing. It's a shame because this looks like it's setting up, but I don't think it will happen. I think this will just continue pushing bullish and not respect this key level based off the overall structure on yen. Just going to mark that as bearish anyway, because it's showing bearish sentiment, but it's likely going to continue bullish. Oh, and I forgot to mark on USDCAD. Okay, so in pound JPY, same thing. Monthly is closed super bullish, expecting price to continue to the upside. On the weekly, 2 indecisive candles on 2 weeks of December during the holiday period. Probably an aggressive retracement here. Daily closed bullish above the previous monthly high, indicating that price is likely going to continue to the upside. However, there is no swing today. This was yesterday. It's pretty hard to get into this on a Monday. I would ideally like to see price do this and then continue to the upside again and work with some sort of lower time frame trend change to get into the upside. So nothing really forming at the moment on my pairs. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day since we're getting all this volume today. Hopefully we can get some retracements. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit on my hands and not do anything, because I don't need to force anything and we just need to be patient. That's what I got today on this weekly outlook. So let's just wait and see what happens. As you know, the market is unpredictable. There could be a setup tomorrow, there might not be. I might not even trade this week. It's also NFP, so let's just see what happens, and until the next one.